Hey guys, so this is part 2 of our paranormal story time. My other video ended up being like 20 minutes long, and so we definitely had to make this 2 videos. So I'm just gonna get right into it, so hopefully this won't be as long. Okay, so one of my favorite antiques that I have is my mirror, which you can kind of see it back there. Here, I'll just show it to you up close. It's super pretty. When I saw it, I was like, I have to have it. Isn't it beautiful? Okay. Someone told me that it looks like that mirror in that movie, Oculus. I have a friend on Facebook, and she said she was like a medium. So she's always told me, like, because I post pictures, I talk about these things that happen on my Facebook. I always post pictures of my antiques that I get. And so she's always said that there's like a man and a woman attached to my mirror. Okay, so also I had this mirror upstairs in our hallway, and it seemed like every time I would stand there, like doing my hair or whatever, I would always see, and I would hear like little footsteps, like a shadow of a little girl like running past me into my room. And okay, I would always think it's Avery, and so I'd be like, Avery, come on, come out of mommy's room. And like I would get like no answer, and I would go in there, she wouldn't be in there, and then I would go and she'd be like playing in a totally different room. So I always thought that was kind of like weird, and so I talked about that, and someone said that she might be attached to one of my dolls that I got at the antique store. I can show you my dolls. Hold on. So these are some dolls that we got. Lexi actually got them for Christmas. They look old, but someone gave them to us, so I'm not really sure exactly where they came from. But this, these Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls I did get at the antique store. I do have another one, but I've had her for like a long time. Now I'm gonna talk about when I met my husband. Like when we were dating and he started staying over at my house. Okay, so if you watch my other videos, you'd know my husband is a preacher. Okay, so we are Christian. I have always believed in the paranormal, you know. Okay, so my husband though, he's very, whatever the Bible says is true, like when you die you go to heaven or hell and that's it, like you don't come back, right? So that's what he believes. So I'm like, okay, you know, which, okay, I'm not like, I tried like telling him like I'm not like disagreeing obviously with what the Bible says. But I'm just saying, like, I've experienced things that, I don't know, they don't really have an explanation, you know, like, I don't know. So anyways, I kind of just stopped talking about it, stopped talking about things I was experiencing. And then when he started staying over at my house, he would hear things. Like, he would always hear noises, and he would tell me like, your house is weird. And then he would hear footsteps too. And one time, alright, he would hear footsteps too. And one time he was downstairs in the kitchen at nighttime, and he said he like could feel someone like breathing on him. And then he would like turn around, and you know, like when you see like a shadow of a person and they like move behind like a wall or something, he said that that happened, and he saw like multiple dark shadows. I think this is the last thing I'm gonna talk about that happened at our house, our old house. One night when my husband was sleeping over at my house, I like jumped awake. Like, I don't really know like what woke me up exactly, but I would always wake up at 3 in the morning, and I still do sometimes even here, but it was always like at 3 in the morning, like on the dot at my old house. So I wake up and I see like, it was like a man, and he was like blue and like a glowing blue and like kind of like hazy looking. He was like walking into my room and like turned to the left, and he looked at me, and then he just turned and kept walking like into the wall and disappeared. And I was like frozen, like I couldn't even move. And I did tell my husband about that. Yeah, so he's like, why didn't you wake me up? And I'm like, I don't know, like I couldn't even move. And like, what am I supposed to tell you, that there's like some like ghost man walking in my room? You know, like when you're at my house, my old house, you could always just like sense something, like just feel something there. You know, I even had one of my friends come over like soon after Chris died, and he said that the energy in the house, it was just like very heavy, like really, I don't know, like it just like, you just like feel something. I don't really know how to explain it. You just like sense something there, especially upstairs. So when we moved into this house, like obviously things felt a lot more normal. And then we did go to another antique store over here, and I got a doll, and she's so beautiful. But okay, let me show you her. I did show her in another video, but let me show you again. There she is. Isn't she so pretty? Look at her eyes. Her eyes look so real, and that's one thing that like drew me to her. Oh, let me show you this creepy picture. Alright, so it's a man and his daughters, but like, look at this. Like, that looks so creepy. Okay, honestly, I don't even know who those people are. Our neighbors were cleaning out the shed in their backyard, and then they were throwing like a whole bunch of things away, but they did it very messy. So I was over there like trying to clean up, you know, I was trying to like clean up the trash a little bit better, because they just like threw everything out by the mailbox. And I saw that picture and I was like, it's super creepy, and so like I wanted it. My husband thinks the dolls are creepy, and so he didn't really like her, and he kept saying like in the antique store that she kept like turning her head to look at him. But I don't know, I'm like, you're just being silly. Okay, so Lexi didn't like the doll. She always thought she was creepy. So it was really only Avery and I that liked her. But then, like in the last couple weeks, Avery's been saying, Mom's doll's looking at us, Mom's creepy doll. She looks at me and talks to me at night when I'm in here alone. I am in like a haunted items group on Facebook, and one of my friends posted about my doll, like when I first got her. And then I posted about her like a second time, like a month later or something. And each time I had different people tell me that that they feel like she's sad. Like someone said that there's a little girl attached to her, and they think that something bad happened to her, like she got murdered or she died or something. And then the girl's mom spent a lot of time with her, and they were saying that the dress that she's wearing is not her original dress, and that she doesn't like her dress, and that she wants something more like for royalty, and that she doesn't like common clothes. I've had like multiple people tell me that. And so they said that she feels sad and that she feels lost. And I wasn't gonna tell my husband that I was looking for a new dress for her, but he was like, so are you gonna find her a new dress? And I was like, yeah, I was thinking about it. And then he's like, okay, good, because I don't want to piss off the whole in the house. So this thing happened just the other night. So I'm in here putting Avery to bed, and my husband is in Lexi's room, and they're just playing games on his phone, like waiting for me to put Avery to bed. And then Lexi's closet is closed, and then they, like, it wasn't just her that said it. My husband said he saw it happen, right? So the cats were not in there, and the cats they can't even open the closet, first of all. So anyways, the closet's closed, and her door is like right there, her room door. And one of the closet doors just like sprang open, and her door moved at the same time. And so that was kind of creepy. And so we just kind of played it off with Lexi, and we're like, okay, we're just gonna spray some extra monster spray in here and you'll be fine. And she hasn't talked about it since then. Okay, so this, I don't even know. Our cats are really weird, but I just thought this was funny, and I don't know, I thought maybe it was like worth mentioning. But one evening the girls are in their room, and me and my husband are in the living room just sitting on the couch together, and our bedroom is like right there, like our living room's right out there. Okay, so we're sitting on the couch, and both of the cats are in there with us. And then our cat Everest, he acts like he's gonna walk into our room, and it's dark. But right when he gets to the doorway, he like arches his back, like it looked like so silly, like one of those little cartoon cats. And he keeps his back arched like the entire time. He walks backwards all the way to the hallway and like ran down the hallway, and it was just like so weird, but it was kind of funny. This has happened to my husband for a couple nights in a row now. He'll be like in the kitchen, and he sees a shadow of a person just standing there, like looking at him. And then hold on. Avery, what are you doing?
Huh? You saw me?
I can see you. What are you doing? Alright, so this has happened to my husband for a couple nights in a row now. He'll be in the kitchen, and he sees like a shadow of a person standing there, like looking at him. And then when he looks, it's gone. And he said like the first couple times he thought it was Lexi, but he went and checked on her, and she was still in her bed, and I was in here putting Avery to sleep. And so I don't know what that is, but it keeps freaking him out, and it's kind of funny because he's never like experienced anything like this before. And you know, obviously, like I said, he doesn't like really believe in it, but he's never been like rude about it to me. Like, he wants to hear me tell him like when things like happen to me still, even though I was like, well, you don't even like believe in it, so I'm not gonna like tell you about it. And he's like, well, I still want you to tell me. And I told him I was gonna do this story time, and he said, okay, do it. Like, so he's not being like rude about it or just telling me that I'm like dumb, because he's obviously experiencing weird things that he can't explain also. So this happened not last night, but the night before. We were sleeping, and I heard like loud footsteps in our room, and I thought it was him. But then I like kind of glanced over and saw him like still laying down, and so then I was like way too scared. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna look. And so I just like closed my eyes and tried to go back to sleep. And then I ended up telling him about it in the morning, and then he was like, yeah, I heard that too, and I thought it was you. And then he just said that, you know, okay, first of all, because I always get up in the middle of the night, but that night I didn't. And he just said, I thought it was you going to the bathroom, and so I didn't even open my eyes. And I'm like, no, that was not me. Last night, I was laying with Alexis, and he was putting Avery to bed. And then we always shut this door just so it's quiet for her like to go to sleep, and so the cats aren't in here, because they don't like to be locked in a room. So we always just take them out and shut the door. And then he said when I shut the door, like he heard the little click, you know? And then he read her a book, and then he got up to turn off the light, and he said like right when he lay back down, the door opens. And so we thought, okay. And then when he was coming out after she fell asleep, he went to shut the door and made sure it was closed. And he said right when he walked away, the door opened again, like all by itself. And then we both heard this. He heard like a female voice like before I did, and he thought like the TV turned on or something, but the TV was off. And then after I put Lexi to bed, like said goodnight to her, and then I came out and I could hear like a girl talking. And I'm like, I'm trying to listen, like I can't really hear like what's being said exactly, but I can just hear like someone talking. So I went back into Lexi's room, and it's quiet, and I'm like, Lexi, I'm like, were you just talking? And she said no. And so I don't know what we are both hearing, but like we both heard it. All right guys, well that is the end of my story time. I don't know, I hope it wasn't too bad. Like I said, I've never done a story time before, but I've been wanting to do this for a while, especially since we moved out of that house where I experienced most of the weird, crazy things. So also, I've been seeing that like TikTok effect, that ripple effect or whatever, and people are saying that it can like detect if you have a ghost or spirits in your house. I guess a bunch of people have claimed that they see a ghost in their house when they use it. And then so I'm like, well, that would be cool to try, like around like my antiques, or like I have Chris's ashes up here in my room too. So I kind of wanted to try that also, and like maybe include it in here if I see something. I'm actually gonna try it on my TikTok right now, and I'll show you like what happens. So hold on.
La 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 la.
Okay guys, let me know if you enjoyed this story time. Let me know if you want any updates or anything on things that are happening, and I can give you guys a little paranormal update if you're interested. So let me know in the comments. So thank you so much for watching these videos, and I will see you next time. Bye!